watching Metropole Television. Thank you very much for keeping us company all the way from when we started up to now, when we are going into our economic review for the day. Now, top of our conversation this morning is going to be issues around the way in which legislation is happening in the country and the way in which the 2020-2021 financial budget has allocated funds to the county government. Good. Joining us from home this morning is Oluoch. Good morning, Collins. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Very fine. Thank you, man. All right, I just want to pick your 2 cents because this is an area I know you're watching very much yesterday with interest. The Governor Waiguru's case. It now stands that she's going to face a select committee as opposed to the whole Senate House. Can you give me your sentiments about this? Did we expect this? And what does this mean, therefore, to Governor Waiguru's case?
Thank you. Nice to see you again. For me, thank you. For me, I'm not surprised really, and I think I anticipated such an outcome to come from Senate, because of late the behavior of our National Assembly together with the Senate has been people who are playing tune for someone, has been of people who cannot speak for themselves. They have been stooges and puppets of a higher office. And so you'd expect that they'd protect people's interests. And yesterday I said, either way, the people who are talking about a plenary or the people who are talking about a committee, they are all hired, and they are all those emotions that you saw flaring in the floor of the house are really rented and paid for. There was no one who was talking about the interest of people of Kirinyaga. If anything, I mean, Kirinyaga people cooked their goose for themselves. Anne Waiguru was someone who was indicted of corruption when she was formerly serving in the Ministry of Devolution under the NYS 1 scandal. And the people went ahead to still vote for her. Really, this is them making their bed, and they should be able to lie on it. Now, you've asked a question on what's the way forward. The County Governments Act under Section 31 and 32 and 33, talks about what happens when impeachment of a governor goes to the committee, and then they prepare a report. It's two-way. One, the report cannot be debated in the floor of the House if the claims that were raised in the inquiry on impeachment have not been substantiated. If the claims have not been substantiated, then the report is just adopted the way it is. If they decide to set Anne Waiguru free, which is a likely outcome out of this, it's going to be adopted the way it is. But if they are going to deviate from the claims and raise other claims and prove otherwise, then it's open for debate. But then even under the scope of it being open for debate is a very limited window. That to say, for the people of Kirinyaga, they have to start shopping for other forums to see whether they can use other forums to get justice, quote unquote. But anyway, I mean, the sentiments that were being raised, some could fly and some couldn't fly. That now senators are accusing other senators that if a matter is being taken to a committee, then it's already having a predetermined outcome. To mean then, what are they saying about all the matters that are being taken to committee? Or what is the threshold that they are saying that if a matter is being taken to plenary, then it means there is going to be just and a fair outcome. Okay, I'm buying into the idea that you cannot bribe all the senators in the plenary, but equally, these are the same people who are being bribed in the workshops.
Looking at the case, you will see that Kirinyaga residents really did not want a select committee. In fact, you would hear from some of the outcries that we saw is that they wanted her to face a full Senate. I want to take you back to the way in which former Governor Waititu was also impeached. He did face the full Senate. I mean, what are the strengths of when a governor faces a full Senate vis-a-vis when a governor just faces a select committee when it comes to issues impeachment? What is the balancing act here?
I think the balancing act in this is your political party. Really, the Senate has debated close to 9 impeachments of governors, and the one who has been most lucky has been Governor Wambora. I mean, at times he has been impeached by the Senate, and the Supreme Court has always overturned that decision, and he has always survived through that. Taking a look at what has happened Governor Waititu's case, where it was taken to plenary, and we could see the emotions, we could see people who debated, and at the end of the day, he is now a former governor. I mean, there's that big percentage that is played by your political party. This is a time where political parties want to own an individual, and when it is in the plenary, you'll see huge division. But it's only that Waiguru is a person of interest. If you are new in this country, is what you will know that she's been the face of BBI in the Mount Kenya region, and so there's a little bit of division with regards to factions of Jubilee who want to protect her and those who want to, who are asking for her head, in the words of James Orengo. And so, really, when we go to the substance of an impeachment motion is either way diluted, whether it goes to plenary or whether it goes to committee. It's either way diluted, and so really, we should be having a conversation on how we amend the County Governments Act and give. In as much as the MCAs cannot be the final say, let's say after the MCAs, then let's proceed to High Court. We don't have to go to another house where people have interest. For instance, the senator of Kirinyaga would have interest in being a governor of Kirinyaga the other day. And so you do not imagine that a senator of Kirinyaga would be impartial when they're discussing about a bill which is going to move into office a governor of a certain. You'd expect impartiality in that. You expect them to be biased. So really, I think we should have MCAs to be a final say. After MCAs, we move to a court or something like that.
Well, let's now focus on what the 2020-2021 financial year talks about counties. Now, the 2020-2021 county governments have been allocated 369.9 billion shillings, which comprises of 316.5 billion equitable share, 13.7 billion as additional conditional allocations from the national government, and 30.2 billion being external loans and grants, and 9.4 billion from the roads and maintenance levy fund. Good. Let's therefore look at the top gainers and the top losers in terms of the county governments in the financial year 2020-2021. We don't have Kiambu, which is the top gainer, Nairobi City, Uasin Gishu, Nandi, and Kajiado. We don't have the top losers, Mandera, Wajir, Kwale, Kilifi, and Marsabit. I will just go back again. So we look at the top gainers again. All right, Kiambu, which on the second basis of allocation formula has received 9.4 billion. Third basis of allocation formula, 10 billion. And amount gained, therefore, is 1.308 billion. Nairobi City County, second basis allocation formula, 15 billion. All right, third allocation formula, 17 billion. Amount gained is around 1.2 billion. Good. I will just leave it there so that now we look at exactly what the highlights in terms of county government allocation is really. Is that you look and say that if you look at the way in which the counties have been given money this time round, you will see that there's also a drop in the 2020-2021 financial year. Collins, was that expected, or this is just a surprise, as many people will say?
For me, it was expected. And the CS made this admission when he was reading out the budget, that the circumstances under which he presented the budget policy statement in February are not the same circumstances under which he's reading the budget in June. And I'd expect him to draw parallels and to see and to see the reflection of his statement in whatever is going to be. But really, that did not stream down. That is not a worry to me. A worry to me is the estimates, that they are giving to counties and where we are going to get this money from. In 2018-2019 financial year, we realized 11.3% with regards to an increase in KRA collection. They collected around 1.58 trillion. In that time, there are a lot of factors that played into this. For instance, we had an increased. Let me just take you through this. For instance, we had an increase of 5.5% on a corporate tax. Just a moment. We had an increase of 5.5% on corporate tax. We had a pay increase of 7.9%. We had a 12.3% increase on domestic excise tax. We had 4.6% withholding tax increase. We had 41.7% increase in rental income, and we had increase of 12.3% in domestic VAT. Looking at that financial year, and now you want to compare it to the year of 2021 financial year, where the country has been saddled with issues to do with COVID-19. We have floods being an issue. We have locust invasion being another issue. A moment where people are losing jobs, and a moment where people are defaulting, paying rents, a moment where companies are really struggling to even raise turnovers and all that. So you still expect them. And the CS went forward to talk about how we expect to raise, I think, 1.7 trillion out of 1.7 trillion. He projected a decline in physical in the fiscal deficit. He projected rather a fiscal deficit of around 840.6 billion rather. Sorry. You'd imagine that things are still constant compared to what happened in 2018, 2019 for him to even project such a thing. Really, this is a time where the country should now be talking about matters to do with stimulus packages that are being given to people, and beyond stimulus packages, there are things that we now should not stop. We should stop allocating to counties and look at how we are going to even looking at the budget totality. There are a lot of things that are wasted for me. There are a lot of things that don't make sense. Why we need them at this juncture? You pump. The government was even talking about pumping at least 200 billion to SMEs. This is not a point for that, really. And I'm sorry for digressing, because a lot of SMEs are now struggling, and even Kenyans by themselves who are rendered jobless are struggling. So you're not expecting, for instance, you as Charles to walk into an informal sector and buy chairs for your house, to walk into an informal sector and shop for something else. So these SMEs are still going to struggle. In as much as you're going to pump even 200 billion to them, people are not going to walk to them to buy, because people now are surviving on basic commodities. If it's anything, if it's your household or if it's my household, the only thing that we find reason in investing in now is food. And if it's not food, it's just this little basic consumption thing that you use in a day-to-day. So what are you telling that SME and informal sector person who is in Juakali industry, who for the longest time has survived in, for instance, making even chairs or tables, that no one is going to invest in that now? And so it's upon the government to look and see, pushing that money to SMEs now should be transformed and not be channeled in that manner. Now is the moment where we want to sustain employers. You want to sustain employers to be able to pay salaries for the people. That the people who've been rendered jobless, now the money that they've saved, they just want to look at it for sustenance for the next 4 months or something. And so really looking at the county's allocation, coming back to your question, looking at the county's allocation, the biggest question here in this country has been plundering of resources. And we are having a country where we are yet to have an auditor general for the past, I think, 9 months or something. So it's really scary on how this money is going to be accounted, whether we are going to see value for this money at the end of the day. It's really another conversation altogether.
Exactly what the key highlights were now. Under that, there is this conversation that we're talking about, pending bills this morning. Okuri Yatani keeps on saying that, yes, counties should keep on paying their pending bills if indeed they want to receive all the monies that they need to get. That's the 316.5 billion in terms of equitable share from Treasury. What do you stand in terms of these pending bills? Should a county pay all their pending bills so they get this money that they deserve from the Treasury, or let the management of the finances of the county just stay and end within the county? Because in the Constitution, there is nowhere it indicates that the pending bills are going to stop the Treasury from releasing this money to the counties.
It's a two-way for me. I mean, one, it's a way of it's a contractor who delivered their services and they're here to be paid for that service. And it's rightful for them. I mean, they deserve to be paid for that. Two is a situation where, as a county government, we've inherited pending bills of a previous regime, and now you're forcing us, who have our own outline on what we want to do with our money and how we want to spend the money for this financial year, to start looking at how to settle pending bills. It's another big thing that someone is so much interested in their legacy and what they want to do with regards to development, but then there is a big badge that is badging them that is matters to do with pending bills. What the CS is saying, really, to me, it's unfair. there is no requirement whatsoever, and there's no threshold provided in any law that you have to clear your pending bills. I know the president has been so vocal with regards to matters settling of pending bills, but then how they are going about it, it's bad. For me, I envisage a situation where we have a forum where the county governments are calling the contractors and having a conversation and a negotiation on how they are going to stagger pending settling the bills that they have, how they're going to stagger that and extend that that duration. And so we are having a process where you are paying the pending bills progressively. Not that you want to expect them out of nowhere, and these are counties that have been struggling and telling you that one, we cannot afford, for instance, even in this pandemic of COVID, we cannot afford isolation beds in our counties. But now you're asking us to first settle these pending bills that we have that were procured God knows when. You want us to first settle them and then now look at other content things that affect the people. I mean, for me, it beats logic.
Now, the other area that everybody's talking about, no, counties are crying about how they're not receiving an equitable share of the money that they need to receive from the Treasury. But then the World Bank did commission a report that is called On-Source Revenue Study, which in 2018 did indicate that we have the ability to collect 125 billion to 173 billion annually from our county governments. But if I take you back to the 2018-2019 financial year, we're just able to collect 40 billion, all right, against a target of 55 billion from their own source revenue. I mean, Collins, when you look at the way in which our county system is set, some counties, they pretty much depend wholly from the national government just to get their funds to run their counties. Is the on-source revenue model really a thing that we should stretch so much in 2020, 2021, given the fact that we are way off the targets that World Bank is telling us that we should be hitting?
And that there is the conversation we're having. Why are we having counties that cannot sustain themselves at least 7 years down the line, since 2013, that we are still struggling to raise revenues as ourselves as counties? Why do we have that? Why do we have counties that cannot even account for anything that they've been able to do with their money? When the Auditor General was there, you could see counties returning huge amounts of unused funds that they were having in their counties, that they cannot be able to use these funds after a lapse of a financial year. Why do we have such situations happening in our country? We have this wanton spending that we have. We have this greed and appetite to spend on grandiose projects that we don't see their future. This is what one economist alluded to. We are a country that really runs to this quote unquote thing called development, and development is such a very big dream that we have as a country, that most of the times you're being lulled and told that for development you have to wait and be patient for you to be able to see results of all this, for you to be able to see these investments. To be honest, I mean, almost 98% of our debts is for development projects. But then if we've been borrowing and now the other day we raised our loan ceiling to 9 trillion, and as of now we are at around 6.3 trillion of our borrowing. Looking at a period of from 2016 to 2020 is when we borrowed the hugest chunk of that 6.3 trillion. To tell you that now, after 5 years, we should be able to see the results of that development project that we were borrowing for. But then 6 years down the line, we have nothing to show for it apart from SGR, and we are told SGR is going to break even, and we are going to see huge returns to it. We are going to see a lot of investments coming from it. But now we can have a conversation about SGR really, because now it's something that we can be able to see it. It was a project that we were not even ready for. It's a project that was not meant for us, because as you can see, there's nothing that we are realizing out of it. If anything, I think Chinese are making a kill out of it more than us. And so really, it's a time that we, as a country, seeks to rationalize and to look at its fiscal policy. It's a time that we really need to think through these development projects. And now this is the opportune time for us to have this conversation, because the president is talking about how we are going to restructure and re-engineer our economy after what has happened to COVID. And for me, I think really COVID was a blessing in this case, because if anything, this government was already struggling. And so at least they got an excuse to hide themselves, their head, and say, to bury their heads and say, it's because of this, that's why this is happening. So what I'm saying is, for this government to even restructure the economy, and for this government to even get ourselves into these debts, and for this government to raise revenue in this country. And the CS was talking about domestic reliance in domestic revenues and all that. For this government to get to that point, it's time for us to abandon things that we don't see, we don't make headway with. Things like Big Four agenda. I mean, this is not a time to talk of Big Four agenda. Rechannel those funds to something else altogether. Abandon the conversation about legacy. Abandon the conversation about developments. This is a time that we have to get Kenyans out of this. This is a time that we have to come up with solutions and stimulus packages to see how we get out of this difficult session. And that is biggest legacy for me. How your people survive past the pandemic is the biggest legacy compared to you making developing the country that no one is going to enjoy, because your people will have succumbed to the circumstances that will precede after the pandemic.
All right, just Collins, as we clear this morning now on the way in which the county governments have been funded in 2020, 2021, we're seeing 6.8B that has been given to the equalization fund. But they say that if we realize, therefore, that another county needed more money than another county out of the equitable share of the 316.5B. And they've said this equalization fund is going to be shared on these areas: health, agriculture, urban fiscal prudence, and roads. Do you feel that this is where you will look at counties and then say, we are only going to push this 6.8B into the areas that you have mentioned, which is just on health, agriculture, urban fiscal prudence, and roads? Is that a place to take this equalization fund?
The only sector that makes sense to me is health. Beyond health, all those other sectors are just cosmetic and empty rhetoric that they're talking about. I mean, and really, at the end of the day, counties are going to sit down and allocate funds to improve roads. Counties are going to sit down and allocate funds to different ministries in their own counties. I mean, the government talks about not having money, but then at the end of the day, you see them spending money, and you're wondering, I mean, okay, you had this money, we didn't know. If you had this money, then you could have consulted. If you didn't know how to use this money, because really, even how they are going to give counties, how they are going to come up with a list of which counties should be benefiting from this equalization fund, it's something that I'm still waiting to see. At the end of the day, we are having a conversation where we are saying, at one end, the government is saying that for the first time in history of this country, they've been able to tarmac, I don't know how many kilometers of road. And then we are saying, okay, for equalization fund, let us channel this money towards improvement of roads. I mean, haven't you just told us that you've improved roads as a government that has ever done that since history or since time immemorial? I mean, then you're having double speak, saying at one end that we've been able to do this, then at the end you're saying, no, we've not been able to do this as per how we wanted, and so we are channeling these funds to do that. For me, really, the biggest concern now to people and the biggest concern now to counties is matters health, is matters how their people can be able to get food on their table. And so if you're not talking about engineering this process, you're not talking about how we are going to make our health sectors in the counties to be able to be at par. And really, as I was saying, COVID has been a blessing in disguise. For the longest time, money is allocated to health. We know what has been happening to that. We've never seen something content coming out of it. But now it's a time for us to talk about how counties can get to 130 isolation beds that they are saying that is the minimum they should be able to get. And then we are not still allocating money for them to see how they're going to be able to get that. Other counties don't even have an ICU bed, you can imagine. But you're still talking about how we want to pump money to be able to improve the roads there. It's a situation, it's a gamble between is life more important or development. For me, it's life.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. And by the way, I saw that tweet. We are winning tonight.
I'm sorry, but I mean, the die is already cast. I don't know what Arsenal can get out of it. But Charles, before we wind up, I mean, allow me to say one thing as I conclude. I'm a lawyer, and so I need to wedge into this debate of what is happening between executive and the judiciary. And just in conclusion, I'd want to say it is really in bad taste that the executive would want to muzzle the judiciary and to dictate what happens to the judiciary. How the Constitution envisages the judiciary, it envisages it as an independent organ of the government, as a branch of the government, just as the legislature and the executive. And these three arms of government should be independent. To me, a president, his role is just a conveyor belt with regards to appointment of judges. And so when JSC submits names to the president, it's upon the president to appoint, not upon the president to start making recommendations. Because at the end of the day, the president has members from executive who sit in the JSC, for instance, the AG. And so you'd expect that the views of the president would be relayed by the AG when JSC sits. But that is not the case. You see a situation where the president is coming out and now refusing reluctance to appoint the 41 judges, and the war that is going on between the judiciary and the executive. It's really in bad taste. Anyway, thank you so much.
This morning, we take a short break. Once we come back, let's talk about digital tax.